Did you really have to clink that many times last month? I know you didn't, but you did it anyways. But it's okay, sis. Hey sis, it's Renee here with that little bit extra on TMS Plus. And today we're gonna be talking about why there is no money in your bank account. That's right, sis. We're gonna have that awkward conversation where we talk about why your purse strings are rather tight right now and what you can actually be doing to make sure that you actually have some money in the account. Now, as we are hurtling faster and faster and faster towards the end of 2021, I know you guys have had a fantastic summer and you've been doing brunching and clink and just having the time of your life. However, it's super important in the whole glow up process to make sure that you actually have money in the bank. More importantly, you actually check yourself when it comes to spending your money. Now, we're gonna go through the top 4 reasons why you keep finding yourself broke, as well as the ways in which you can stop that from happening. Now, the first reason why you might be finding yourself a little bit broker than usual is you don't have any money goals. That's right, sis. It's super important to make sure that you actually identify key money goals such that you're actually aware that you need to actually start saving for these things. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a huge goal, although it can be. It might be that you're saving up to buy a house. It might be that you're saving up to buy a car. Or it might be something really small where, you're saving up for your groceries or you're saving up for, that really pretty dress. Whatever your money goals are, it's important that you have them because having a goal in mind makes it easier for you when it comes to those frivolous spends that are stopping you from making sure that you actually have money in your account when it comes to these money goals. It also means that you're really focusing on a specific target in mind, and that makes it easier when it comes to looking after your money, thinking about your money, and actually spending money intentionally. So it might be that you wanna track this online, it might be that you want to track this in a journal, wherever you want to track it. Make sure that you've identified, I would say, at least 3 key money goals that you have for the next few months in order to stop yourself from going broke. The next reason why you keep finding yourself with a little bit less money in your purse is you keep spending money on liabilities. Now, what exactly do we mean by a liability? We mean the things that don't either make you money or make you money back, or it's a spend that can be seen as frivolous. So the pretty dresses. Did you really need to buy 5? Really? I saw it. I saw you. And we keep on getting all of these really funny and hilarious messages in the comments, as well as in the DMs about our telepathy and how we know some of the things that you guys are going through. And I certainly know that some of you are buying far too many clothes than you actually need. It might be that you're spending money on food. Who doesn't love a good Five Guys, a good Nando's, a good takeaway? But if you constantly find yourself continuing to buy takeaways a bit too much, you'll find yourself with a little bit too less money in the account. So it's really important that you actually figure out what you're spending your money on. And if you find that you're predominantly spending money on liabilities, it might be time to start scaling that back a little bit and actually spending money on things that are more conducive to your financial goals. The next reason why you might be finding yourself with a little bit less money than you'd like is you don't have a budget. That's right. You don't have the Excel spreadsheet. You don't have the journal. You don't have any clue as to how you're spending your money on a monthly basis. Now, it's really important in terms of intentionality when it comes to handling your money to actually know what you're spending your money on. One of my favorite exercises when it comes to budgeting is to actually print out your bank statements from the past 3 to 4 months. Then start logging the key expenses that you might actually have. So for example, the recurring bills that you have, whether it be rent, whether it be your phone bill, whether it be your gym membership, note down exactly what are recurring expenses that are actually key or necessary, and then have a look at some of the recurring expenses that are actually not necessary. So if you continually find yourself spending a lot of money on things like makeup, for example, or things like perfumes, or things that you really enjoy, hashtag brunch clink gang, we see you. If you find yourself spending too much money or more money than you'd like on these recurring expenses, then it's important for you to actually set aside or decide how much money you want to actually spend on these things in a month on average. And the final reason why you might be finding yourself a little bit more broke than you'd like to be is you've been succumbing to peer pressure. Another mention to brunch, clink, clink, gang. Did you really have to clink, clink that many times last month? I know you didn't, but you did it anyways. But it's okay, sis. I'm gonna close my eyes. By the time I open them, we've turned over a new leaf, okay? Understood? Great. You might be succumbing to peer pressure unknowingly, or you might just be finding yourself a little bit loose when it comes to your money because you haven't been intentional about who you'll be spending your time with or where you'll be going or setting an actual target as to how many times can I actually afford to clink clink with my friends. So try to be aware if you do have a couple of, for example, birthdays coming up or very special occasions that you can't miss that actually require you to spend money, be aware of those things and try to prioritize those things. When it comes to spending time with your friends or your family, remember there's a whole load of things that you can do that don't actually cost money, or a whole load of things that you can do that are a little bit less pricey than spending money on cocktails, for example, or going out on super, super expensive activities. You can do things like go on walks, you can do things like having dinner at home, things that are a little bit less expensive. And another way that you can actually actively try to make sure that your purse strings are not as tight when it comes to peer pressure is just be transparent and vulnerable to the people that you care about. Oftentimes it's a case of letting your friends know that you have a particular savings goal or that you're particularly cognizant of the fact that you don't really have money to be doing up clink clink all the time. Having those conversations with your friends and the people that you actually care about means that they're also more mindful of the fact that you are trying to be more financially responsible. So try and have those conversations with your friends and family, and you'll definitely be surprised as to how open and, to be honest, supportive everyone is when it comes to those financial goals. Sisters, hope you enjoyed that TMS Plus. I think you might as well subscribe. At this stage, I think it's ludicrous that you're not subscribed to TMS. Don't ever miss another drop of TMS or TMS Plus. Make sure that you're subscribed. Join our mailing list. The link will be below, www.tmysisters.com. And sis, I wish you all the best in your financial journey. Let's glow up together. Let's make that money. And more importantly, let's make sure that our purse strings are not as tight. Yeah? I'll see you in another episode. And remember, keep glowing and growing.